Alright, so the first thing we're going to look in After Effects is composition. So composition size. Composition size is important because we have to know our output. Where are you going to go with your video? Are you going to go to the internet? Are you going to go to YouTube? Are you going to go onto your TV at home and play this stuff? Composition is probably the most important part, because if you don't get the quality down pat, you'll end up with a video that's all pixelated. Okay. If you go to new composition, you'll drop this down and you'll have a great deal of presets. And these presets are really hard to explain to new students that never been into video at all, like an NTS DV compared to HD TV 1080/25, and whether these numbers at the tail end. And I will say these are sizes of frames or ratios that fit TVs, fit VCRs, fit web banners. Some are laid out, like in this case 468 by 60. Well, that's just a document size, 468 by 60. But when you look at 1080p and 1080i, you know, what are those compared to that? Your old faithful Photoshop lends a really good hand here. So if you go to new, and if you just want to learn about different types of compositions, you can go to film and video. And then you can drop this down to, let's say, HDV 1080 29 frames per second. Well, that's actually 1440 by 1080, where I would expect that to be 1920 by 1080. Okay, we'll drop it again, and let's go into HD TV 720p, 1280 by 720. What you use has to match your footage. That's the law. So if I have a camera, a video camera, that shoots at DVC Pro HD, and it's written on the side of it, 1280 by 1080 is my composition size. Therefore, in After Effects, I would have to match that. I can either match it by picking one of the presets that match that, or I can go to Custom, and I can go in here to, what was that? 1280 by 1080. Now the square pixels versus NTSDV, these mean that the pixels are going to be rectangular in nature. I like square pixels myself. They make more sense to my head. So pixels, and the quality is much better too. In my personal humble opinion, square pixels are amazing. And then the only other thing you have to worry about right now as a composition is concerned, and then later on you might get into like start time codes or advanced, is the duration. So one of the things that's really hard to kind of change after the fact is duration. So changing this to something that makes sense, let's say it was a 10-second animation, I might put 30 out there just because I know I can cap off 10 later. Alright, hit OK, and there's my composition size. So make sure whatever new project that you're doing, it's either, one, you know what your output is. Are you going to go to YouTube, or are you going to go to your TV at home? What does your TV play? What's your footage size coming out of your camera? Okay, and those are the most important things. Alright, so that's composition in a nutshell, and we'll go through that more as we drag more footage into After Effects. Enjoy.